All right, in terms of what we have going on with the men, swimming and diving, we're looking forward to seeing what they can put together, of course, but we're a little bit bigger in terms of roster size, a little bit deeper in some areas. Looking forward to our strengths coming out in their strokes and a little bit of the middle distance freestyle events, so that will return. But in terms of who we've added to the roster, newcomers, upperclassmen as well as underclassmen, we're really looking forward to seeing how that adds to what we can do in the pool.
Yeah, that's a great question. So last year's team, we definitely had a lot of depth. We did lose 2 seniors, and we did have a couple juniors abroad, so we're really excited to have 5 freshmen, which is a great addition to the program, and we also got those 2 juniors back from abroad, so it's also really nice as captain to be really excited about having such a big team, and in fact it is one of the largest teams in program history, so that's really cool, especially being a senior captain this year, to kind of be sort of in that leadership role and facilitate that with the team.
Sure. We think we can move up in terms of the Liberty League standings, and that's always fun to look at, but in order to see that come to fruition, we're going to have to put some things together on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, and that starts with what we've been doing in the pool right now, in the training pool. We've had some good test sets so far. We've had an inter-squad meet already. We have the alumni meet coming up. But day one for us in a lot of ways will be October 26th when we have Bard, and that's our opener for the season. So we're looking forward to seeing what we can do with that as well. It'll be a step-by-step, day-by-day basis, but adding up to Liberty Leagues and then our season-ending meet in February.
Yeah, definitely. So even just from the beginning of practice, we've been setting a lot of sort of short-term goals, really just thinking about like sort of foundational things like underwater kicking. Today, for example, we really just focused on turns in the morning, really getting those sort of details out of the way first, setting the sort of foundation to create a greater framework for later on in the season.
Sure. We're very happy to have Anthony and Chris in that role as well as their fellow seniors. What they bring to the table is consistency in the pool. They've also brought 3 years where they've been adding to their performances, getting stronger along the way, and that's a pretty unique perspective to have as well, I think, in terms of growth through the program, through the 4 years. I think that kind of leading by example, but also having good morals, if you will, in terms of judgment, character, those are things that they're very predictable with, I guess is one way to put it. We can count on them in that way as well. So they bring a lot to the table for our men's program.
We've got, so one of the things, we only graduated 2 seniors, and then we have 6 new teammates, and then 2 that are coming back from abroad. So we have a much bigger team this year. That's going to be definitely helpful. Part of that also is that we have much more versatility within the team. So we have guys that can do not just the butterfly but freestyle, and so we can really mix up the events, which comes a lot in handy, especially in the middle of the season when we're doing dual meets. If there's injuries, if there's a team that we're facing with a particularly good, at a certain stroke, we can kind of shift the lineup, and so that's going to be, I think, one of our biggest assets this year.
We're excited with what they are adding to the program as well. We feel that they're an integral part. We look to them to grow along the way. We're happy that Connor is coming back as a returner and seeing what he can help us with, both on the boards and on the deck as well. I mean, he knows the program. He knows Jack very well in terms of diving coach and athlete relationship. We're looking to him to help forge those unions for the new divers, William and Michael. And as a squad and a trio, we're looking forward to seeing what they can help us with. That's a hard question. I do think that we're stronger in a number of different ways and as particular events. With Anthony back and Chris back, as for instances, those strokes, the fly events, the backstroke events will be strong. But it's really going to come down to how they add up. And, this is a little bit different for us in terms of having a bigger men's squad, what that's going to change in terms of a 16-event format, 13-event format, and how they add up as a group. So we haven't had to see that yet, but we're really looking forward to seeing what that means.